Today we're exploring Qigong Wuji Circle Walking, a gentle practice that helps calm the mind, strengthen the legs, and improve balance through mindful stepping. Wuji is the state of emptiness and stillness before movement begins. In Wuji, the body settles, the mind quiets, and the Qi becomes centered, allowing every step to rise from a calm, balanced foundation. By the end of this video, you'll feel more grounded and connected as you move with ease around the circle. Now, walking the Wuji Circle is how we introduce Qigong walking within our Bagua practice and with our just basic Qigong practice. It allows us to get into the mechanics of how we walk, into our breath, into how we sort of just interact with our space, because we want to always be working within the different treasures of our practice, standing, sitting, and walking. So a lot of our practice is going to be working on this standing movements. But as soon as we can start taking that on the move and defining our circle and getting more in our space, it really allows you to move from center as center in your environment. So we're going to begin with some simple exercises to wake up our movement from the ground up. So first, just some ankle rockers, really feeling the movement at the feet, toes, heels. Follow that up the chain, through the knees, up to the hips, all the way up to the crown of the head. Notice how the hands reaching help this. This is going to be something that's important because when we walk, our arms help us move. They inform our movement. So even right here, we want to pay attention to that. Let the breath flow naturally, in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. And then down to some simple pumping of the legs, pointing the knees with the toes, feeling the hips and the tail get closer to the heels and then further away from the heels. When we do our circle walking, heels, tailbone, coccyx area, crown of the head are important landmarks that we can take with us. And then come on up. Now, this is a really fun drill. Find empty, full, so one leg is empty. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna sort of pull it around on the ground a little bit. Feel the bottom of your foot, feel your hip, pull it forward and back. Pull it forward and back. And then start to notice what's happening at the other leg to make this happen. It's like skateboarding without skateboarding. Okay, then switch sides. So find empty, full, and start pulling out. Or like if you had something on the bottom of your foot. This helps us feel heel all the way to our toes. Good. All right, now that we've warmed up our lower body a little bit, let's talk about how we define our circle when we're going to do circle walking, and then how we're going to use our arms to help us make this circle. So first of all, our circle is going to be defined by our anatomy. So you can just take 2 steps forward, and that's going to be roughly the center of your circle. You see, 1 step, 2 steps. And this isn't measuring a room going like that. We want these to be very natural steps. So you see 1, 2, very natural steps. So that is the center of my circle. And when we say walking the Wuji, we're walking around the center of our circle. So we can understand where that's at. And so when we prepare for our movement, we raise the arms, and we're gonna kind of reach over towards one side of the circle, and then reach over towards the other side of the circle, and back, and then up and back down the middle. So keep an awareness of where the center of the circle is. Reach your arms around the other side like you're hugging that circle. Lift them all the way up and back down. One more. Good. And now, lift the arms, turn to face that corner of the circle that you were reaching towards. Now, as we walk our circle, the hands in this first position are called hands floating on water. All they're doing, it's like when you're in the pool, the fingertips, the pads, the bottoms of the hands are just floating on the water, just kind of finding that surface level tension. This builds our awareness at the bottom of the hands. This also gives us a sense of our outside line. Like if these were two wheels in a car, we want them to stay driving around the track. So as we walk, step, collect, step, collect, and just slowly work yourself around the circle. Now, I'm not staring to the center of my circle, I'm just nice and relaxed. Each step is its own thing. I feel these hands floating on water, giving me a sense of my space. Circle doesn't have to be perfect. Within the practice of Bagua, as time goes on, we can put a lot of different intentions and mechanics into our walk. But at its core, we just want to walk the Wuji. Just relax and feel the stability of our movement from the ground up. Step between the hands. Pick up the heel, place down the foot. Pick up the heel, place down the foot. Now we're going to keep this same direction, but we're going to change our hand position. So now lift the arms up into embracing the moon. Now in Tai Chi, this is post. In Bagua, this is embracing the moon. So we want to think of the crescents of each arm staying, hugging this central line. Just like here, we were staying on the sides of the track. Now we hug this central line and the hands are holding our shape. We continue to step between the hands, between the arms. Collect, step. Collect, step. Now in your own practice, you can walk as many circles as you like when you're walking the Wuji. And as time goes on, there's a lot of other palm positions and things we can do. Because bringing this sort of focus and intention into the upper body helps us clarify movement at the waist, hips, and legs as we learn to sort of carry our shape around more firmly, with more control. So we're going to switch directions. So we're going to do it very naturally. So just step to close. Allow yourself to turn. Notice the center of the circle. Find the other direction. Get the hands back to floating on water and just take a moment here. Notice where you're going on your circle. And just begin to step. And it's going to feel different. And that's okay. That's why working this circle Walking one direction, walking the other is going to really give us some good information about our shape, about our posture, about our movement, because we'll notice those differences. Leave the heel down, pick the heel up, place the foot down. This is our basic stepping pattern. And when you're ready, bring the hands up to embracing the moon, just like on the other side. Now, just like when going for a walk, we want a sense of constant motion. That idea of appears to stop but does not stop at times. And we let the body just make the circle organically. Now, we're gonna do something really fun as we come towards the end of our circle walking practice. Now, if you've been walking this for a while, you got a good sense of this general space. So we're gonna walk through the middle of our circle. So we turn towards that center, and as we step, we lift the arms. Should be maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're back to the other side of the circle. And if you noticed, I actually switched directions. So now I go back to the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on the other side. And I can sort of, not necessarily quicken my pace, but I come into a slightly more natural walking pace as I start to interact a little bit more with my space. So when it's time to go to the center, point towards the center, collect, and then move forward through that space, lifting the arms, letting them come back to a rest. Point towards the center, step. It's like you walk the circle enough, you can take a shortcut. And let's do one more. And then when you're ready, coming back to the beginning and grounding breaths. And after walking, a little bit of standing is good. So let's come right into what we call Yang Dan. So try to find your elbow ditch, palms up, a sense of long upper arm bones, and just relax. You can feel the breath sort of expand across this space. And when you're ready, relax. All right. Well, that was a little bit of Bagua, Qigong, circle walking. Now, when we first start off and we're just walking the Wuji, remember Wuji is relax, do nothing special. It's just, we want to have it be as natural and organic as possible, because that's where we're gonna get the largest sense and feedback of our shape. And that's what we wanna work from, just this relaxed, full body, move from center as center. And Bagua walking and circle walking is a great way to start integrating that into all the different aspects of our movement. If you'd like to explore more walking concepts, check out these videos. They'll guide you further in these practices.